back with Jesse Ventura. You know, you talk about the lone nut theory in the book.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to me because all of the assassins in my lifetime have been alone in their assassinations.
Yeah, and that doesn't seem peculiar?
It is a little peculiar.
Very peculiar. They never spoke to anyone. They never planned anything with anyone. I mean, you know, who killed Martin Luther King, Robert Kennedy, John Lennon, all of them. And here's another interesting point.
Yeah.
In all of these assassinations, there was never, ever a trial for any one of them.
That's interesting.
Now, why wouldn't there be a trial? Because in trial, facts come out, witnesses are deposed.
How come they get away with that?
Well, because they set it up that way. Well, it was easy with Oswald. They killed him 2 days later with Jack Ruby.
Yeah, what do you think? See, I remember watching that when I was a kid. I wasn't that much of a kid, but still. They always say, where were you at the Kennedy assassination? Everybody knows how old you are. So I always say I was in utero. But
well, I can tell you honestly, Joy, I was in 7th grade.
Okay. When it happened, I remember thinking, isn't that odd that now Jack Ruby kills Oswald, so that puts the clamps on all that information, and then Jack Ruby got cancer and died in jail. The whole thing was suspicious to me.
Absolutely, and it should have been suspicious to you. It's ridiculous. The key, I'll tell you what the key is to the Kennedy thing. You got the 3 bullets. Okay, you got the headshot, the magic bullet, and the miss. Everyone investigates the headshot and the magic bullet. The key is the miss. Because you got to, with the 2 shots were the hits, so you got to assume the first shot was a near miss, and it struck the curb and injured that Mr. Teague.
Yeah.
Okay, if you go from where it struck the curb straight back to Kennedy's limo in a straight line, it goes to the 2nd floor of the Dow Tex building. If you take it in a straight line up to the Oswald's thing, he missed by 22 feet high and 33 feet wide.
So what are you saying? There were 2 of them in the building?
No, I'm saying there was snipers in the Dow Tex building, there was Oswald's sniper, and there was the grassy knoll for the headshot.
Oh, boy.
I believe there were 3 shooter teams.
The other thing that's interesting is you say all the assassins have a first, a middle, and a last name.
Yep.
Like Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, they teach us that. Lee Harvey Oswald, Mark David Chapman, James Earl Ray.
Kathy Lee Gifford.
Not quite. But yet, if I looked at you, Joy...
I'm just kidding. Wait, the camera. I'm just kidding, Kathy.
Anyway, if you look at the situation of learning the 3 names... Okay, the most notorious murderer in U.S. history is Charles Manson. What's his middle name?
I don't know.
Exactly.
But
yet
he
you
wasn't
know the middle name.
But he wasn't.
That's to psychologically put it into your head. That this is it.
John Wilkes Booth.
John Wilkes Booth.
See, that one we know. Somebody else was there. I mean,
yeah.
But see, it took all those years for people to come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Or for people to expose that fact that he was not alone.
And it still isn't being exposed, because my nephew was 15, and I asked him what he knew about the assassination of Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
He knew only John Wilkes Booth. Nobody told him that there were 8 people convicted, 4 people put to death, including the first woman.
Exactly. Who knew all that stuff about Lincoln? He might have even been gay, Lincoln.
You think so?
Thank you so much for joining us. The book is called...
How do you know all that,
Because
Joy?
you're not the only one who knows all this stuff.
You know, you're a conspiracy theorist.
I am a little bit on your page. Okay, the book is called American Conspiracies. Buy it. Good night, everybody.